Vande Mataram. And hello to all my Brazilian friends. So, all we know that currently presidential election in Brazil are going on, and the first phase held on 2nd of October 2022. And as per the Brazilian constitution, where the person who is fighting for presidential election, they need to achieve minimum 50% of the vote. So definitely on 2nd of October, the strong candidates, Mr. Lula da Silva and current president of Brazil, Mr. Jair Bolsonaro, none of them could achieve 50% of the vote. So now the second phase is on 30th of October 2022. So today is 29th of October, friends. So I'm going to give you the quick analysis. And if we currently, if we see that all the eyes are there on Brazil about this election, especially from India also, and definitely that's why we had a lot of requests from many of the people that they wanted to know the status of this current election on astrological parameters. Because if we talk about Brazil, then definitely we are very much connected in the terms of our cultural, economic and political relationships. So if we talk about, let me tell you a few brief about Mr. Lula da Silva, because he was president between 2003 till 2010. Twice he was the president of Brazil, and that time we had a very good relationship with Brazil. And when he came into this Mercury period, you can see in the screen. No, not him, okay, Lula da Silva, yes. So if you see his chart in 2010, when his Mercury Mahadasha got started, Mercury being the lord of 5th house and the 2nd house, one of his sign was Gemini, and on Gemini's sign, Mars and Rahu are making Angaraki Yoga. What it means? 2nd house is a house of communication, throat, lungs, lung cancer, and all kind of throat diseases, upper neck. So he went into a very chronic disease like throat cancer, and definitely he had to leave the politics. Though he started politics again after 2016, he got recovered also. And also we will discuss about his health later on. So definitely people must have been a lot of questions that how this Mercury is going to give him benefit again, since his main Mahadasha of Mercury depart him from the politics, because his Mercury was 3 degree near to Sun, which is close combustion. And Mercury, though it is making a very big Raj Yoga in the 5th house, since Mercury is in 22 degree, and this Mercury is very strong in 11th house of Navamsha Kundali, and Mercury having the connection with 4th lord, the lord of crown, Sun, and the 11th lord of popularity, which is Jupiter, and the 3rd house, lord of courage, Prakram, what we see in Hindi. So all these 4 planets have a conjunction in the 4th house, is indicating a very big position in the politics. So definitely he was a president of Brazil between 2003 till 2010. And if we see the Mercury is the combustion in the 5th house, having the aspect of Mars, and Mars has also taken the effect of evil Rahu as a 4th aspect, along with 3rd aspect of Saturn. So he got throat cancer, which he got recovered later on. So now the question is whether he would come back after 12 years. Now let's go into the horoscope of current president, Mr. Jair Bolsonaro. And so he's currently he's president of Brazil, and he's expecting to come back. And there are a few football players also on international level, Brazilian very famous football players. You must have seen the news also, even I saw the news where they are supporting him, and his comeback is likely to be possible by the, as per the news. Now let's see the astrological parameters. So Cancer ascendant horoscope. Lord of ascendant, it is in the 8th house. It indicates that a person should be extremely fickle minded. If you see about this COVID time, definitely he had a very lot of struggle Mr. Jair Bolsonaro had to do, and Brazilian public was not happy with his work as per the news we have seen in the TV, because they had a very tough time during the COVID time, and there were few controversies with India also, because Indian government sent them these vaccination, and after then they have some kind of the news, friends, you must have seen that the kind of that a heated argument and a lot of controversies were there, so they were not accepting our vaccination, etc., and later on they accepted also. So definitely, so in India we are seeing these election in that perspective also, that who should be the president. And as per the astrological parameter, his moon in 8th house and along with enemy Mercury. Currently he is going into the Mercury period. Definitely he got a very good position during the Mercury period also, but now currently Jupiter sub period, Jupiter is in the 12th house, and in D9 chart Navansha Kurli, Jupiter is afflicted with Saturn and Rahu. Let's see the Jupiter's position in the Shamsha, which is the horoscope for analyzing career. Jupiter is placed with Rahu, and it is Marka in Gemini ascendant. As per the Prashari rules, when two benefic planets, if they get placed in Dusthana, Dusthana means 6th, 8th and 12th houses, they are not good for having the position in politics. If we see about the sub period, then Mercury, Jupiter, and sub period is also of Jupiter. Currently he is also running under Sadhasati period, and his moon is in 5 degree, very close to the Sadhasati period. And also moon, it is in the 8th house. Saturn, though it's very powerful in the 4th house, but it is not supporting currently, and this chart is little weak in the terms of winning election. Now let's compare this chart with Mr. Lula da Silva. So his chart indicates that though he lost his presidency after 2010, as well as politics also because of his chronic disease, but now his Jupiter sub period, which is very good also, because Jupiter, Mercury, Sun and Moon, both four of all the 4 planets are making very big Raj Yoga in the 5th house. And also Yog Karaka, Saturn being the lord of 9th and 10th house, it is placed in the 3rd courage house. It indicates the person should be very courageous and very strong willpower. Because of that strong willpower, he could come back from his throat cancer. And Saturn aspect is also on the 5th house. So in one aspect, this 3rd house aspect is not good in the terms of health, and in the other term it is very good in the terms of coming back in the politics. Now let's see the position of Sun, because Sun is the leader, and whenever we see the positioning of any comeback of any old president, then we need to see the power and position of the Sun. So currently he is under the sub period of Sun after 23rd of October 2000. No, sorry, he is under the Mercury Jupiter, and now he is under Mercury, Jupiter, and the current period is of Saturn till 24 December 2022. Now Saturn is aspecting the 5th house, giving more strength, being the Yogarka planet. And if we see the current period of Jupiter, Jupiter is in the 9th house in D9 chart, and Jupiter is also making Gaj Kesari Yoga in D10, the Shamsha chart of a career. So this chart is indicating the comeback of Lula da Silva. So as per my astrological analysis, Lula da Silva should come back after 12 years for this presidency post of Brazil. And if he would come back, then I can see that a very strong relationship would have Brazil with India. But yes, in this chart, I would say about Mr. Lula da Silva that he should be very, very careful about his health concerns, since after Jupiter's sub period, which would be over by 1st of August 2024, he would be running under Saturn sub period. As I mentioned just 2 minutes ago, that Saturn has a third aspect on 5th house. Again, it indicates a kind of cancerous cells activation and in the throat itself. So friends, as per the astrological analysis, Lula da Silva's comeback should be there. So give me a permission for today. So Bharat Mata ki Jai.